All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
All day, baby, let's go! Let's go! Check out! That's what I do.
Luck on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Now it's Luck. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready. 60 or. Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
16 yards the pick up there. The Colts have a first down from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Luck. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Third and long, it's Luck. Going up top. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one is right down the middle. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Now this one complete on the slant route. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on third and medium winds up being a good one.
And the Jaguar first down.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Gator. 53, Mike 53.
Now they try the right side here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll drop the throw. This complete to Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
It's just me and you.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
58, Mike. Let's go, baby. Return over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Check Pilot, 64, weak.
Going to give this time to the tailback. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Now back to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
And the Jaguar first down.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds.
Recon, 152 fighter.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They begin the drive with Hines. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports.
Check out. Wide, 622. Tight down. There you go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Luck. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
First down. 674.
On first down, it's Hines. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
11.
On 2nd and 9, Luck. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Here's Luck. He'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
16-yard line.
Ready. 58's the money. 58's the money. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Ready.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
First down, Jaguars.
Come on, set. 10 over. Pick me up. There you go.
Going to give this time to the tailback. He'll have a first down past the 40. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your...
And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he coughed it up. And the Colts pick it up. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Following the fumble recovery, here's Luck. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Line 40. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Luck. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The kick by Joseph is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
They're in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Here's Luck. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Under pressure. pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. Love. There he goes inside the 30. Catch made here by Campbell. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He's going to let this one go deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
They'll run on first down. Hines, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Locke. Got a man open. That's Harry. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The kick by Joseph is good. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. Now the kicker fest continues. He's been good, though. Knocked through 4 of them now.
If you're the kickers for these 2 teams, you know what you're doing next week in practice?
Asking for a pay raise?
Yeah, besides that, you're walking into all the meeting rooms saying, you love us now, don't you? Now you love us because you need us, because that's all we've seen. Kickers scoring all the points.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Hey, Orbit.
He'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 25 yards that time.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
He's checking credit. Christian Travis.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
70, Indy. Hey, watch the slant. Switch. Kill 61, matchbox lights. 25, check 25. 58, boys, 58. Be driven.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Set, ready, 10 logo. Check. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 4th down now after a loss of 2. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who is supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. Well, at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Now a hit and Locke lost the football. It's out, and the Jags grab it. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown, baby. I see you.
This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one 28 yards on the ground.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On 1st and 10, Locke. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they'll get this down to the 10. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts.
Whip. Let's go, Mexico.
A shotgun snap for Locke. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
On the ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hey, exit. Ready.
They'll set up to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. They run again with Hines. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. So here we go. The Colts will go for 2. From the gun, here's Love. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready up.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Here we go. Set. 30 base.
2nd and long. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
Luck on 1st down. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Let's go.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
We want it. Come to my world. 49, check 49. jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. I'm coming for you.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
The drive starts with a completion, left side. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, it's Hines. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw is Lott. He finds Corey Davis. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Lott. He'll check this down to Hines. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On third down, Hines. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The kick by Joseph is good. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
And a Jaguar first down.
Ready, set.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check.
Back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a 2nd down.
2nd and 7.
Let's get it.
The 44-yard line.
Ready.
Looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Hey, that is right. Watch that
Back to throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Luck. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10 clear on the other side of the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage, because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. From the left hash, this for the win. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Hoosier State will celebrate tonight as the Colts have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Colts, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.